Around the world, there are many animals looking for loving homes. These animals, like dogs and cats, just want to be cared for and loved. Unfortunately, there are too many animals in shelters because some people don't take good care of them. But there are also heartwarming stories that give us hope. In the USA, there's a person named Lauren Smith Greeno who dedicates her life to helping animals in need. She works in shelters and even brings animals to her own home until they find families who will love them. Lauren already had 3 dogs, but when she saw a very sad picture of Jinny on a pet rescue Facebook page, she decided to bring Jinny into her home. Meet Jinny. She had been in the shelter for 6 months because nobody wanted to adopt her. She was rescued from her previous owners because they treated her very badly. Lauren told to social media, "We first saw Jinny on the Charlie's Crusaders pet rescue Facebook page. It was a post asking for a new foster/potential adopter. I emailed them that night and then called in the morning to tell the rescue that I was willing to foster to potentially adopt. I called on a Monday and she was in our home that Sunday. I am immensely grateful that I came across her picture. It warms my heart to see her smile and wag her tail, and I am happy to give her all the snuggles, kisses, and belly rubs. All she wanted was a family to love her, and I am happy we could be that family for her. She fits right in." Jinny was kept on a short leash outside and never knew what a soft bed or toys were. When Lauren saw her on the shelter's Facebook page, she immediately fell in love. After a week of paperwork and getting to know each other, Jinny was on her way to her new home. We managed to get an interview with Lauren, and she told us how's Jinny doing right now. Jinny is doing super well and is completely spoiled. She sleeps in our bed every night and gets all the kisses, snuggles, and belly rubs. When I'm working, she sits right beside me with a bone to chew. She also really enjoys spending time with her siblings, especially our youngest dog, Gigi. They play wrestle all the time. All in all, she's just a happy, healthy girl. She met her 3 siblings and finally felt like she was at home. Lauren also shared more about Jinny's personality. Jinny is a gentle and affectionate girl. Her favorite thing to do would be cuddling. She is a major cuddler. If I am in a chair, she always wants to sit in my lap and be held, and if I am in bed, she wants to sleep in my arms. Whenever my eyes meet hers, she always wags her tail and leans in for a hug and a kiss. She's just a big love bug. She didn't have toys before we adopted her, so these last 3 months she has been discovering her love for tug toys and tennis balls. She loves a good game of tug or fetch. Even if she's resting, if you pick up a toy, she is the first one up and ready to play. This is Jinny the first time she laid on a bed. She fell asleep almost instantly. And here's a detailed story about how Lauren found and decided to get Jinny. I was searching on Petfinder to find a dog to foster over the holidays. I came across the Charlie's Crusaders page on the site and decided to look them up on Facebook. The very first picture that popped up was of Jinny with her big sad brown eyes. My heart just broke for her. It was too late at night to call the rescue, so I sent them an email, and then I called the minute they opened in the morning. I signed the foster papers on Monday, and she was in our home that Sunday. I fell in love with her on the drive back from the pickup site. We had her in the back of the car so that she could have space to decompress. We barely left the pickup site before she had jumped in my lap and started smothering me with kisses. I cried. She was so trusting and so open to being loved. The second day, I brought her up to my room and let her on the bed. She had never been on a bed before. I lay down on the bed and invited her to lay next to me. Without hesitation, she sauntered over and collapsed. Once she was comfortable, she let out the sincerest sigh of relief. She just lay there on the bed with her eyes wide with what I can only describe as a mixture of amazement and profound contentment. I knew at that moment that we had to adopt her. She fit into the family perfectly, the siblings accepted her, and they became inseparable. Lauren also shared some more information on Jinny's previous life. Jinny, along with her littermates, was confiscated from their previous owners for neglect/abandonment. They were found attached to short leashes outside a property without a dry place to stand. Once confiscated, they were taken to a shelter where they were put on the euthanasia list before Charlie's Crusaders pet rescue came along and scooped them up. Guinea's littermates were adopted immediately, but Jinny remained in foster care and on the rescue's website for 6 months. Nobody wanted her. Sadly, Jinny is suffering from heartworms. Lauren told us more about her recovery and how she's doing. Jinny's recovery is going super well. She handled her medication and shots like a champ. Now we are just waiting for her follow-up appointment in a few months to see if she is heartworm-free. We are hopeful she will be. Lauren shared the issues they run into with Jinny and the ghosts from her previous life. The only psychological issues or lingering trauma she has is the fear of being left outside. She won't panic, but she will go outside, do her business, and want to come straight back inside. She doesn't want to be left outside alone. We're working on it, though, and I think she understands now that she can relax or play outside because we aren't going to abandon her. Lauren tells us more about their other dogs. We have 3 other dogs, Gendry, Garnet, and Gigi. They all have G names. Garnet is our first rescue. She is a lab mix and is the shyest of our pack. She keeps to herself, mostly, but loves one-on-one time with mom and dad. Gendry and Gigi are our troublemakers. They are biological siblings who are constantly pestering one another. Even though they get on each other's nerves, they are best friends and always look out for each other. Lauren told us what her favorite thing about dogs is. They are the embodiment of love, love in its purest form, and they express that love with their whole being. From their sloppy kisses and their bright eyes down to the wiggling bottoms and wagging tails, you can just feel the goodness radiating off of them when they see you. Loving them and being loved by them brings me so much joy. What are your favorite things about dogs? Share in the comments below. Lauren shares some things about herself and how she got to where she is today. She says that when she was young, she used to visit her grandparents in St. Croix, an island. Her grandmother had many dogs and even took care of stray dogs in the neighborhood. Her grandmother loved dogs so much that she treated them like her own children. Lauren believes her love for dogs was inspired by her grandmother. She always knew that when she had her own house, she would fill it with dogs, just like her grandmother. Unfortunately, her grandmother recently passed away, but before she did, she told Lauren that she was planning to adopt a pug. She remained a dog lover until the very end. With all the love and care Lauren and her other dogs provide, Guinea will soon be healthy again. Lauren also mentions that she runs an Instagram account for her dogs. It's written from the perspective of her dog Gendry, but features all 4 of her dogs. You can follow their adventures on Instagram at Gendry_Baratheon_Greeno. Lastly, she gives a special mention to her husband, Jacob, who has been very supportive of her love for dogs. Even though he didn't grow up with dogs, he has become a devoted dog dad and loves it.